In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to work with list boxes. In this simple form right now, you'll see one list box that was created already. I'm going to create a second one. So I'm going to use this list box control. I'm going to put it here. Just resize it a little bit. And I'm going to give it a name. The name of list boxes, the prefix is LST, so I'm going to call this guy LST years. That's its internal name. Now, a few things about list boxes. You can put items in them. Here's some examples. I'm going to add some items into mine. So I have to come over here to find items and then collection. I'm going to click on this ellipsis and I will put information in here. So I'm going to put some years in there and choose OK. Now you'll see those appear in my list box. Also notice if there's too many to fit in the display, it'll automatically put a scroll bar on for you. So that's how we put items in. Now the idea with list boxes is you should be able to select things from them. I selected February 2010. So when you click on this, when your program is running, that will be what's called the selected item. So February is a selected item in the list months list box. And also, besides selected items, we work with what's called a selected index. Every item in the list box has an index associated with it, and they start at 0. So January would be at index 0, February at index 1, March at index 2. If the selected index is ever -1, that just means somebody didn't pick anything. Over here, for this list box, the selected index would be -1 because I haven't picked anything yet. Okay, so I'm going to put some code here in my OK button. If your user picks a month and a year, I want to just see a message box that displays that information. So what I'm going to do, and I've declared two string variables here, is I'm going to show you what that code would look like. Okay, from the list months list box, I'm going to say dot selected item, and you do have to use the toString to convert that to a string. I'm going to store that in my string variable month. Then I'm going to pull the year from the list box list years dot selected item. I'm going to store that here, and then I'm just going to display it in a message box, the month, then a comma, then a year. So let me show you how that works. February 2010, OK, and there it is in my message box. Okay. Now that's fine, but if somebody does it again and they don't pick anything, we get an unhandled exception. It's a runtime error that we didn't handle. So when we are working with list boxes, we really need to check to make sure somebody has selected something. So I'm going to update this code a little bit over here. So I have an if statement. So if the selected index in list months is equal to -1, it means that you didn't pick a month. So it says pick a month. If in years the selected index is -1, it'll say pick a year. Otherwise, it'll execute our code. So let's see how that works. Let's say I pick February. OK. Pick a year, it'll tell me. Let's say, if I pick both, right, it'll tell me the date. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about is my reset button. In my reset button, if I set the selected index back to -1, it will reset the form. So in this case, if I just say list months dot selected index, I'm going to assign that -1. Same thing for years. When I run this, if I pick March 2012, I get my message. If I click on reset, see, they both go away.